Hey, what's happening, guys? I am taking a break from Fallout 4 for once, can you believe that? To bring you a quick tutorial on how to get to a high round in the zombie mode on Black Ops 3 Shadows of Evil. Now, I say you can use this strategy to get to high rounds, it's just something I personally use, it's my own strategy. It's just what I do, it's how I get to the rounds that I do, and whether or not you agree if these are high rounds or not, it's up to you, it's debatable, but this is just the strategy I use, and I'll just like to share it with you guys. With each Call of Duty zombie map, I've always developed a certain strategy to it, except for the very first one in World at War and, you know, just the odd one. Der Riese had a really good strategy, and I'll be sharing that with you guys once I get the giant map, because I'm not wasting £35 on a season pass. So anyway, for Shadows of Evil is one of my favourite zombie maps just because there's so much to do and see, and just because it's so difficult compared to the other ones, so it's way more fun to develop strategies for it. Now, our strategy begins at the Footlight District. As you can see here, I actually have already pack-a-punched my guns, so if you want to know how to pack-a-punch them, I may make a tutorial on that later, or you can simply check out someone else's channel and see how it's done. I pack-a-punch my weapons. I have 4 perks. I have Juggernaut, that is kind of the necessity for any zombie map. If you don't have Juggernaut, you're going to die. I have Double Tap, which I didn't realise recently doubled the attack of your weapon, that's, or so I've heard. I didn't believe it when I first heard it and I just ignored it, but it definitely seems to do something to the power of the gun. I'm not sure if it's just the increased rate of fire or that it's double the power. Either way, I use it and it's crazy useful. Maybe it's just that I believe that it does double power, I don't know. Either way, I feel it helps. I have Mule Kick for 3 weapons, and I also have Widow's Wine. And the reason why I have Widow's Wine is because if a zombie gets close, you know, it just bats them away. Well, it doesn't really bat them away, it stops them from attacking you again. It's just incredibly useful just for getting out of really tight situations. Now, if we start off at the Footlight District, all you need to do is stand on the little corner where you can jump down from the ledge, and just stay put. As you can see here, I actually used the Locust sniper rifle with a dot sight, and the reason why I use a dot sight is because I never actually intend to use the Locust at long range. I actually just want to use it to take out any zombies nearby or medium range, and the reason why I picked the Locust is because it has the power to go through multiple zombies with a single shot and kill all of the zombies it passes through. It's an insane weapon. And it doesn't actually use up that much ammo because it's a single shot before you have to kind of bolt action maneuver before we have to pull back on the bolt action. And that's what Double Tap is for as well, because Double Tap also speeds that up. I think it's double the speed, which makes it a pretty good assault rifle. Now, the other 2 guns I have is the Haymaker, fully upgraded, and the Man of War, also fully upgraded, and the Locust I also fully upgraded, but it's pretty useful up until a very high round, which is all 3 of these guns. They're all incredibly useful up to a certain round, and then when you pack-a-punch them, they just get that little bit of an extra edge, which I haven't really had with other guns. Now, the important thing with the strategy is to pick the guns which you feel comfortable with. The Haymaker, I would say, is a definite gun. I specifically miss out the ray gun. I do not get the ray gun no matter what. And the reason for that is because every time you fire it, it forces you back, meaning you can fall off the ledge without being ready. And it also causes knockback damage, and to me it's just more of a liability than anything else. And the Locust is just a gun I feel really comfortable with in zombies. It's an incredibly useful weapon in any situation, and I just love it to pieces. The Man of War is my choice of weapon. I think it's an insanely powerful gun. Whether or not you disagree, that's up to you. Feel free to try it out with other weapons. These are just the weapons I like to use. I also had the chance to get the Squid gun. I don't know the name because I'm still pretty new to zombies. I had the chance to get the Squid gun, and I actually had the parts in this playthrough, but I specifically did not make it simply because the weapons I had didn't really fail me. So I completely missed it out, and you know, maybe I was wrong to miss it out, I don't know, I'll let you guys try it out and see for yourself. And anyway, so back to the strategy. So we start off on this ledge, and when it gets way too heavy, when you get completely swarmed, that's time to jump. So jump when you're ready. There's no time to really be too early. I'd say at the very start of the round is a bit too early, but you know, whenever you feel like it, you can just jump just to avoid trouble. Don't really take any risks. and simply just follow the path which I'm taking now. You got to go all the way to the Botan district. You got to go all the way over there. You got to go past the zombies, and there are a few safe zones. There are a few zones where it's safe. You know, you got the red zones, the orange zones, and the green zones, and you're pretty much seeing those now. Any time you see me swing around and shoot them, you're in a kind of orange zone. And the green zone is really up at the Footlight district where you start off the strategy. Anywhere else is pretty much a red or orange zone. You know, red being crazy dangerous. If you shoot someone there, you're probably going to die. Orange zone is maybe just a quick 360, spin round, shoot, spin back around, carry on running kind of strategy. One of the important things about the strategy is to really keep on the move. In the beginning, I actually used Stamina Up for this strategy, but then I realised that Stamina Up is literally just transport. It's not really helping you evade zombies. If anything, it's going to force you into more of them. So it's kind of important to just kind of take your time, but stay ahead of the horde, stay ahead of the windows, because anyone who's played this map will know that zombies swarm you from all directions. So it's incredibly important to keep a pace which is ahead of the zombies, but also ahead of the windows as well. If you feel the need to swing around, that's why I chose the Locust sniper rifle. You can pick them off from far distance, it's an instant kill. If you carry on, you've got to go all the way past the kind of the boxing ring arena. You've got to go all the way past that, all the way around. Again, take your time, make sure that none of them kind of fall back on you. Don't go in a full out sprint, because if you do, they're going to come back on you. And just take your time with that, but also at the same time, don't be slow, because if you're slow, they're going to catch up. And the reason why I got the Widow's Wine is because in the off chance that they do hit you, they're not going to do anything. You're going to be fine because they're all going to be frozen. And if that fails, you've always got Juggernog. So it's a very solid kind of way of staying alive if you're just staying ahead of the pack. So just bear that in mind when you're doing the strategy. Just stay ahead of where you need to be. Once you get to this area, you literally need to just make the same route back. You need to make the same route back to where you came from, all the way up the stairs, all the way up past the Footlight district, back to where you started, and repeat the whole process again. And it is really that simple, guys. I use a very similar strategy on Der Riese. It's literally running around. You just got to stay ahead. Don't worry about the bosses. Don't worry about the flies. Don't worry about the big behemoth guy. Again, I don't know his name. Don't worry about him. He's literally there for a distraction, guys. Take him out at the end of the round. Leave a zombie. Take him out then, and just ignore him, because he's easier than he looks. Anyone who is unfamiliar with the game, anyone who hasn't had much experience, he's much easier than he looks to get around. He can put you into bleeding health, but that's basically all he's going to do. So that's why you need to stay ahead of the pack. Also, the reason why I went down at this round, I actually went down at round 37, is because of a reason I have no idea. I have never seen the zombies act that way, and it kind of caught me off guard. Now, there were a couple of ways I could have avoided this situation. Number one being the gobble gum I was using. It's called Anywhere But Here. You press up on the D-pad and you go anywhere that isn't here. It's a random location. It's incredibly useful to have. It's not a mega, so you can, use it again and again in each game. It's crazy. It's really useful. And also, I also had the kind of monkeys from Der Riese. You can throw the squids in a jar. Incredibly useful. These ideas didn't actually come to me at the time. But, it's going to happen eventually. It's going to fail at some point. It's just up to you to decide when it's going to fail. If you let your guard down for a second, you're going to die. But, that's what zombies is. You let your guard down, you die. The weapons I'm using, I've been pack-punching them twice. I equipped the Locust with fireworks, because every now and again the fireworks kick off and kills any zombies. I actually killed 100 zombies in this game just with fireworks, which added up to around 1 in 14 kills were with fireworks, which is insane. With the Man of War upgraded, I actually equipped it with the Traitor, I'm not sure what it's called, where you turn a zombie against the other zombies. Incredibly useful. It just kind of takes down a few of them at a time. It's incredibly useful. And with the Haymaker 12, I actually used the Knockback Thunder Wave. Crazy useful, as you'll just see here. It can get through any obstacle. It is insane. It is a crazy powerful weapon. It's absolutely insane, and I think it's a must-have for anyone playing this game mode. And yeah, that's my strategy, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a try yourself. Let me know how it goes. It took me a few attempts to get it right, but you know, I want to see how it turns out. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.